Y'all want to know how to drive some free cars? Keep watching. How to tend your fleet, how to maintenance a fleet. This is the importance of being able to maintenance a fleet if you guys are running a car rental biz. Just want to show you guys, and we're going to go into strict detail, little detail on everything, our whole checklist, and the importance of maintaining a fleet, especially as it's going out and your cars are being booked day in, day out. This is the importance of it. If you're not a mechanic or any kind of car guru or into cars and you're out here doing it on the side and you want to know how to maintenance a fleet and what we do before we take it to a mechanic, a shop, and get it checked so you don't get scammed or you don't let a mechanics like try to upsell you or whatnot, this is how to do it. So stay tuned. If you guys enjoy this content, like it, hit the sub, and let's get to it. Yo guys, there might be some slight wind. It's okay, just take some notes because we're about to give you guys some real good details. Stay tuned. Sorry if any sounds doing anything or if you guys are hearing anything. It's fine, it's a windy day, it's a blessed day. So let's get to it. All right, step one, you gotta listen to the heartbeat of your car. It helps you out. Yep. And you just feel it, you just feel it. Yeah, just take care of it. Okay, you're good, you're good. Thank you, thank you. That's step one. Yo, just joking. Let's get to it. I'm gonna show you guys how to do it. Not me, but I'm gonna introduce you guys to Eric, and he's gonna help us. He's the one that's been helping us maintain our fleet. So let's go. It's gonna be three things. Number one are all the fluids that we're gonna get into. Two are the tires, how to check your tires, the threads. And three are your brakes and your rotors, your brake pads and your rotors. So let's get into it. Eric's gonna show us real quick. We're gonna get into the fluids, and he's gonna go into some detail on every fluid that he checks on the vehicles. So let's check it out.
So this is just gonna be basic stuff you need to know that anybody should know about fluids on any vehicle. On these newer vehicles, you might only see about 4 fluids. There may be 6, but usually on these newer ones, it's gonna be 4. So first, you got oil. You know, your regular oil. So first thing you want to do is get a rag. You know, kind of just wipe it off first. Put it back in, so you can get an accurate reading. And then what you're looking for is the color and the level. So you'll see there's a line to see where the level is. So this level's good. The color tells you how much life it has. So this one's not too dark. When it starts getting black, that's how you know you need to change it. And that's for the oil. That's pretty much it. Fill it up if you need to fill it up. Next major thing is going to be the coolant. The coolant keeps the engine cold, keeps it from overheating. It's pretty simple. You can see the max line. Every car will have a line, whether it says F max or it's just a line. It'll have a line to fill to. Fill it up if it needs to be filled up. Next, you got brake fluid. Brake fluid's right here. You can kind of see the line right here that it needs to be filled to. Kind of just shake it around. You can see where it's at. That's good. And then you got washer fluid. Not as important, but you need these guests to be good. So just make sure that's topped off. You can't overfill it, so just top it off. And that's for the main fluids that you'll see on any vehicle. Okay, so that's just the basic overview. Your layout on your vehicle may be different. The specific types of fluids that you need may be different, so just refer to your owner's manual to get that information.
Cool, so we got the fluids from Eric here, and I just want to give you guys a quick breakdown. Just as he was saying, it's always going to be different layout. As you can see, you'll be able to see there's little levels to it too, right, of how much you need. And just like he said, in the owner's manual, there's going to be specific different standards to each level. Okay, so this is the coolant. We know that your oil comes directly from the engine. He kind of shared with you on that. The darker it gets, then that's how you know you're gonna have to change it. All right, then we went over here to our washer. This is our washer fluid. Not as important, but it does help the guests, and you can see that. You'll be able to see the symbols right here on the washer, and you'll know how to fill it up. You don't want to overflow it, so make sure that you're just topping it off, getting it where it needs to go. And then the last thing over here is our brake fluid. And the brake fluid, yep, very important, obviously, so make sure you guys also top that. And then the last two are the power steering and the transmission fluids. In the newer vehicles, they're usually not in there, so that's why we didn't go into detail. But once you start getting newer vehicles, they won't really be there as much. Also, just a disclaimer, when the engine is hot, I would really just take a step back and not touch the vehicle. Wait, let it cool off. This is a disclaimer. I'm not telling you guys to do it. I'm not a certified mechanic, but we're just giving you guys some basic instructions and details on how to check your fluids in general.
All right, up next we got our tires. Very important. You always want your tires to be good. This is also a safety hazard. It affects braking, so you really want these tires to be really good and great for the guest. So on the tires, you got tire tread and tire pressure that you really need to check in and make sure are good and maintained. So we're gonna look over here on the tire. You can use these tools. These are inexpensive tools that you can get at any local hardware store or parts store. This is kind of like the meat of your tire, so this is how much life it has left. We're gonna use this tire reader, this tread depth reader right here. You can kind of just go like that and you can measure how much life is on your tire. Right here it's about 5:30 seconds in the tread, so that's about getting in the yellow. So you want to kind of keep on it, monitor it as long as it doesn't get too low in the red. That's kind of when you need to change it and get those serviced. So with the tire tread reader, it tells you if it's in the green, your tires are good. If it's in the yellow, that's when you know you need to start monitoring it and really be on it. Once it's in the red, it gets really dangerous and is a safety hazard for the guest. Your tires can slip if it's raining. The brakes might not work as good. You have larger braking distances, so just really monitor that. If it's in the red, then really get those things changed. It's not safe for the customers. All right, next you got your tire pressure. So this is how much air is in your tire. Each car is different. You'll find that information in your owner's manual or on your door jamb, which I'll show you. I'm going to use this tire pressure reader. This is inexpensive as well. You'll find at your local parts store. So we're going to go ahead and check it right now. So what you have to do is just take your tire stem off. That's this cap right here, and just push this against your tire stem right here. And right here you'll get the reading. So this is in PSI. You'll see it's about 40 PSI, 38 around there. So that's what the information you need. And then you go to your door jamb, which is over here. And you'll see right here, it'll say front 35 PSI and rear 38 PSI. So that's how you know what tire pressure you need to set your tires to. Your tire pressure is important because it keeps the tires at optimal what the car was made to run at. So that'll tell you what exact pressure your tires need to be at. Each vehicle might be slightly different. Your tire light may come on. It changes with the temperatures, so just monitor that. Every time you start the vehicle, just look to see if there's a tire pressure light. There's always going to be a manual reset or an automatic reset that you have to reset once you fill those tires back up. So once you do that, make sure you reset it so that light goes away and your customers are at peace. So next thing you got is your brake pads. Depending on your vehicle, if you have rims or hubcaps, it may be different for you. Your brake pads are very important because that's obviously how you brake. You really want these brake pads not to get too low. A brake pad is about, that's how much meat, how much life it usually has. So you really want to be on it. Just monitor it, just eyeball it, see if it's not rotor to pad, not metal to metal contact. You really want it to be pad to the rotor, to the metal, and then that's how you know you're good. So there's also PDFs out there on the web that you can look at to see exactly where your brakes are at. You can just eyeball it, see if it's in the red, yellow, or green. That'll tell you when you need to service it and when those brakes need to be changed. All right, so like I said, depending on what type of vehicle you have, it may be rims where you can see straight through to the rotor, or you may have hubcaps where you can't see the brake pads as easily. So your brake pads are going to be located right here. This is the brake caliper, so it's going to be holding your brake pads. And if you look inside the caliper, you can see the brake pad touching the rotor. That's the actual life it has. That's the meat of the brake pad, and that's how you can tell where your brake pads are at. Like I said, it might be different for your vehicles. You may have drums in the rear, or you may have hubcaps not allowing you to see, but these are the differences in the vehicles. All right, so that was just a brief overview of some general maintenance that you should know, that everybody should know about their vehicle. Again, just refer to your owner's manual. It may be slightly different, but yeah, that's everything that you should know for your fleet.
All right, y'all, if you guys enjoyed this content, tap that like button just so we know. Hit the sub for more content just so we know you guys like this. Any questions, drop them in the comments. And if you guys want to turn assets into stuff that's gonna be able to pay you liabilities into assets and drive these cars for free, this is where it's at. You can create any business online. Y'all take care, have a blessed week. In Jesus' name, bye-bye, bye-bye. We out.
Free, I got no chains running through the wall. Heaven got a playlist. I promise that's my favorite place, man. Faithful over famous. Yeah, faithful over famous. Tell them I'm so free, I got no chains on me. I'm so free, I got no chains.